Hello everybody. Today I am in San Francisco, California, and I'm heading out to the rock, Alcatraz. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. And I'm taking you with me. Stay tuned. Good morning, everybody. This is your man, the Bus Man, bringing you another episode of On the Road. This channel is your gateway to all of my travel tips, guidance, and advice on all things related to motorcycling, motovlogging, cruise, and destination vacations. For those of you who have subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. It is appreciated. With your support, my channel is slowly but surely growing. For those of you watching who have not yet subscribed, if you like the content, all I ask is that you consider hitting that like and subscribe button and ringing that bell for future notifications. It's absolutely free. There's no commitment, no obligation. Doing so will only let you know when I put out future content. So, without further ado, pitter patter, let's get at her. So, as previously mentioned, we just arrived in port in San Francisco, and this week I'm on board the Celebrity Solstice on an 8-day Pacific Coast cruise, which departed from the port of Vancouver. And today is day 4, and I'm looking forward to getting off the boat and seeing what there is to do while we're in San Francisco. We don't have any set itineraries other than heading out on this excursion to Alcatraz Island. So we'll be taking the ferry over at about 10:30 in the morning San Francisco time, and we'll be checking that out. It should be a lot of fun. I'm going to hopefully capture lots of good content for you. So let's just get to it. All right, so we've arrived at Pier 33, the tour location for Alcatraz Island, alcatrazcitytours.com. It's about a 5-minute walk from the Celebrity Cruise Pier, which is at Pier 27. And for those of you who are looking to do the Alcatraz tour, it's best to go online, purchase your tickets, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and from there you'll be emailed a barcode once you show up here. Then what you do is you can go directly into the lineup. You don't have to go to the ticket booth, and you have your guaranteed ticket and you can get on board, which is what we're about to do. So at this point, I think we're good and we're ready to go. So we're about to board the boat. Once we're on board, I will get some additional footage and we can start the tour of Alcatraz, the rock.
We invite you to explore its multi-layered history. You'll walk in the footsteps of America's most dangerous criminals and the men who guarded them. Hear their voices and experience their daily lives when you tour the federal penitentiary. Although it's known as the Rock, you'll be amazed at the island's natural beauty. A 19th century stronghold that protected San Francisco Bay from potential invaders. And even after the notorious penitentiary closed, Alcatraz continued to make history. In 1969, in a bid for political recognition, American Indians claimed Alcatraz. Locate the signs of their occupation. Alcatraz. It's so much more than just a prison. As As we approach Alcatraz, please note this important information about your time on the island today. Activities on Alcatraz include ranger-led programs, docent and volunteer-guided walks, a self-guiding trail, an orientation video, Native American occupation videos, and a recorded cell house tour. You will find directions to these activities at the dock and on your information flyer. Smoking, eating, and drinking are allowed only at the dock. Bottled water is allowed on the rest of the island and is available for purchase on the boat and on Alcatraz. Food service is available only on the ferry. Please be aware that there are dangers on Alcatraz, including uneven walking surfaces, steep hills, and hazardous closed areas, and a distance equivalent to a 13-story climb. If you are unable to make this walk due to health reasons, an accessible tram called Sept is available to assist you. Because seating is very limited, space on the tram is reserved for people with health conditions. Get everybody off the boat just a little bit quicker.
Would have been quite a endeavor to build this place out here.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, we're gonna try that one more time. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm Ranger Matt. I'm a National Park Ranger out here, and on behalf of the National Park Service, it's my pleasure to say welcome to your national park. We're gonna make this short and sweet. We're gonna zip through our orientation and finish up with my top 3 tips. Sound good? Okay, first things first. Restrooms are found right behind you here at the dock. Second set found at the very top of the hill by the lighthouse. Both those restrooms have drinking fountains and water bottle refilling stations. It's a warm day. We want you to stay hydrated. If you don't have a water bottle to refill, you can purchase bottled water, dock bookstore or cell house bookstore. Climb from dock to cell house is 130 feet or 40 meters uphill. If you can...
So we're inside the military guard barracks.
Imagine the firepower on that thing to push that thing out.
So Alcatraz was a fort prior to being converted into a federal penitentiary. And those are not bowling balls.
You can fire these things 3 nautical miles.
Cannonballs. That would definitely ruin your day. So these were the old military barracks back in the day when this was a military fort. we can't move farther down to see what the rooms look like, but certainly gives you a good idea of the living conditions back in the day. So this building was a multi-purpose function building over time, and it was a penitentiary shooting range until 1963, and then it became a military prison workshop and gymnasium shop, and then a military prison library chapel. An old penitentiary residence. I would speculate this may very well have been the warden's house. You never know. So these are the apartments, family housing for the guards and staff working on Alcatraz. So this would have been the intake and orientation area for the inmates when they're being processed into Alcatraz. This is where they would get all their shoes and bedding, clothing, as you can see over here, t-shirts, socks, underwear, everything they would need for their stay at the Hotel Rock. Showers and delousing stations. Signage inside of here. Inmates would get showered twice a week, strip searched, processed, showered and deloused upon entry. And yeah, could you even imagine what it would be like? One of the sayings on one of the signs was, you break the rules of society, you go to prison. You break the rules in prison, you come to Alcatraz. And this place was legendary for its brutal treatment of inmates. There was no freedom. You did what you were told, when you were told, how you were told, and they didn't care if you liked it. Don't do bad things, kiddies. Or you live that prison life. All right, so we're in the cell block area, and it is definitely a little eerie, and the cells are absolutely tiny.
They put LED lighting at least.
I would say these are maybe 8 feet long by 4 or 5 feet wide, maybe 40 square feet at the most. Very low ceiling height. Very, very tiny. Okay, let's a little bit of natural light in.
It's your tour operators.
So this prison opened in 1934. So we're just coming through what's called the cutoff. And you can see something must have happened here. This toilet got all smashed up. So there's 3 tiers of cells. We're on obviously the ground tier right now. So some of the rules that the inmates had to live by: shower twice a week, weren't allowed to talk to your fellow cellmate, no smoking on the ranges or on the tiers, no food out of the dining hall, and everything was a privilege. Books, mail, phone calls, recreation time, everything was a privilege. Everything was earned. Otherwise, you spent all your time locked in your cell with absolutely nothing. Playing cards were not allowed. Gambling, not allowed. So now we're just heading out into the recreation yard. So this is the recreation yard made famous in the movie Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood. So they would get a limited amount of exercise on a daily basis. And it smells horrific out here. I don't know what that smell is. But as you can see, this yard doesn't have a lot to it. Just space to walk around. Used to be what I'm assuming some type of a grassy area back there. And these are the steps of hierarchy.
Allowed out once a week for a shower and exercise. In this cell block.
And this is the stairway back into the cell block. And back in the day, they considered Alcatraz to be state-of-the-art. I don't know about that. Now we're entering D block, Delta block.
Gun ports.
So this would be one of the gun ports.
Now, turn to face the window. Walk over to the photo panel on the wall. You'll see photos of Robert Stroud. Alongside Stroud, you'll see some other well-known prisoners. Alcatraz was jailed for men like
Scarface Al Capone, George Machine Gun Kelly, Arthur Doc Barker, Alvin Creepy Karpis Karpachovich. What a whack job he looks like. Robert the Birdman Stroud, Bumpy Johnson, famous drug dealer, and Meyer Mickey Cohn. So now we're heading into the area known as isolation, or the hole, or segregation. Conditions of confinement in here were absolutely atrocious. You would get locked in one of these cells. They would slam these doors shut. It would let no light in. It would be 100% pitch black. You'd be completely in the nude with no effects at all whatsoever. And it's pretty dark in there, but there'd be a literal hole in the ground for you to use as a washroom. And you'd get locked in here for extensive periods of time. You would not want to spend any time in here. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. So this used to be the prison library. And this would be a privilege to work in the library. It would also be a privilege to get any library books.
You on the other side of the bars?
The prison library. Gives you a good idea of what it used to look like. Back into the cell block. These were certainly brutal conditions to live in. Some of the artwork done by the So the cell house is not really that large. So if you were one of the lucky few to be able to have visitors, this was it. The inmate would sit at a table in this along this little wall here, and they could see their visitor and talk through the glass, and that's how you would visit. There was no such thing as a contact visit. No huggy, no kissy, no ticky, no laundry, no ability to import contraband. And even then, inmates would be strip searched following any type of visit. Why? I have no idea, but they did. Visitation. This would appear to be some kind of central or main control to gain access to and from the rock. You can see the Tommy gun sitting in the display case there. I'll get a shot of it on the other side. The Tommy gun. Famous what the gangsters used to do, the Thompson submachine gun. Now we're heading down Michigan Avenue. Escape from Alcatraz, June 11, 1962. So now we're coming into Times Square. This is where all of the cell blocks lead into the dining hall. And this is where the everybody would get fed.
We'll wait for you outside.
There was a lot of violence in the dining hall, and the only thing they would have with them is a spork, I guess they would call it. There was no knives allowed. I get you. Wait. And this would be a sample of what one of the menus would look like. And back behind these bars is the kitchen and the food preparation area. All right. So we'll just move over to this side of the boat here. And we're just leaving Alcatraz Island now. And we're heading back to the dock.
One of America's premier national monuments.
But the view and the scenery in the San Francisco Bay is just unbelievable. And here we go. We're at the stern of the ship right now. And in the distance, we see the Golden Gate Bridge. And there's the Celebrity Solstice. And of course, San Francisco, baby.